And right on time, there's my little butt head. Oh, are you coming up? Oh, come on up. Hey, there she is. Oh, thank you. Where you got wandering around? And now she's off. And now she's off. Okay, so I do need to adjust this a little bit. This is always my double check to see how balanced everything is. It's kind of cloudy today, but I can tell we might get lucky for it to. No, it's gonna get sunny here. I was hoping that the clouds would stick around for a little bit longer, but it is clearly going to get pretty sunny. So, what the heck was that? There we go. Oh, I need to start the other thing. Hold on. There we go. Battery's charged. We'll go in the other side. I need to fill up water. Oh gee, that sun's actually almost about ready to pop out, even though it's cloudy. Make any sense? Where's Nari at? I need her to get her butts over here. She needs to get ready herself because she's not ready. It does feel chilly, but it's also warm in a way. But it also, like the low last night, only got down to 50 degrees, so. I actually had to run the fan, the exhaust, or my ceiling fan, exhaust fan. Depends on if you want to suck air in or blow it out, but I had to run my ceiling fan because it was so freaking hot last night. Okay, where's she at? Where's she at? Here she comes. She listened. That's a good thing. Oh, good girl. Yeah. Okay. Such a good girl listening. Yeah. You gotta put your harness on too. So. Hey, where'd you go? Nari, get your butt back here. Hey, come here. That's not a wander off. Okay, we're gonna put this on you too. Just cause. I want you to get off. Hold on. Oh, well, that didn't help. You fool. You're not helping. Okay, good girl. Good job. Do. Guess we'll wear this one today. You want another one? Come here. I got a whole bunch of them right here because I didn't know how many I was gonna need. So you can have as many as you need. Yeah. Another one? Drink a little more. This plane is just kind of circling above us. I wonder. I always think about right now with what's going on. Is it an ice plane just flying above us looking for people? Or is it just somebody enjoying the morning, flying around Black Canyon? But it's circled around us 3 times now. Just saying. And I am obviously not an issue, but maybe they see someone that is an issue, or they think might be. Somebody that looks, maybe not an issue, somebody that looks sus. Let's put it that way. Okay, well, it is chilly. Somehow, I am charging. I don't know how. I forgot to run my vehicle this morning, so I'm now way behind what I need to be. So I'm probably going to have to run my vehicle this afternoon when I get back for like a couple hours to make up for it. Here comes another plane. Maybe it's multiple planes. I just thought it was like a plane circling. Because here comes another one. Is there like a flying club around here? Because there's no way it's that one. I can still hear that one way over there. Huh. I don't even see this one yet. Oh, there it is right there. Yeah, who knows? Who knows what's going on? And another plane. What the heck? And these are all like little Cessnas. Huh. It makes me wonder, why am I running at 6,000 kilobytes when I thought for sure I restricted it to 4. Oh well. In fact, I'm positive I restricted it at 4. This other one over here is going faster. I think one of them is probably the one that was circling. That's 5 planes, 5 Cessnas that are the same, like same size and everything, going over the top of us. This guy's slowing down now. Going over the top of us in the last like 10 minutes. My dog thinks we're going that way, but we're going this way. We're going this way. Good girl. Okay, you slow down now. She's like, no, I can't. I only have 1 speed. Okay, plan for the day. I again last night, I don't know what it is. Why last night is because I was so freaking hot that it was uncomfortable to sleep. But I woke up again at like when was it? Like, I fell asleep for like an hour, and then I woke up, and then she took that as an opportunity to go outside and go to the bathroom. And it was like 11:30 or midnight, something like that, right around there. And then I could not get back to sleep. I was awake for probably 2 hours. So I just did whatever. And so I don't even remember turning my alarm off this morning, because I do have an alarm set just to try and, like, I don't necessarily get up, but at least to start the getting up process. No, I don't even remember turning it off. And then at one point she started to stir because I was starting to stir. So I looked at the clock, and it was an hour after when my alarm goes off. And I'm like, I never turned my alarm off. I don't remember doing it. I must have, though. Anyways, so that's why we're a little bit later this morning. Because what time is it? Yeah, we're almost 9. But man, it is chilly with that sun behind the cloud. But it's gonna, yeah, it is like blue sky as soon as it comes out from behind this. And the clouds are moving pretty fast. Like, some of them that went by this morning looked like it was like kind of rainy. But let me change camera views so you guys can kind of see it. See, all these clouds came through this morning. But my legs are, I'm not gonna lie, it's actually not my legs. My calf muscles from doing all this vert are a little tight this morning. Like, on the verge of, if I try and just trying to run down this, it's almost painful, like how tight they are. So they'll loosen up. It'll be better, because we're gonna jump on this trail. So we're gonna do similar to what we did yesterday, only so we're just gonna go down around the end of this, and we're gonna come up the backside right here, and then we're just gonna do our loop that we did last night. That's my goal. I think it's a good goal. I think it'll work pretty good. We had a little bit of sections where, once we started the climber on the backside of the ridge, where we didn't have very good signal, but once we get to the top, we will definitely have good signal the whole rest of the way. So we'll just go like that and just deal with it. I don't know why the last, probably, I don't know what the deal is. The last, not the last week. Here comes another plane. What the heck is up with all these Cessnas? That's just crazy. Is there like a little Cessna club or something? And maybe they're all just out flying around, or I don't know. Maybe there's a school and they're all trainees doing test flights. Oh, gosh dang. Anyway. Somebody must have came in last night. We're going this way. I don't know why you want to go down the road. That road doesn't go anywhere. Get down to you, girl. Here comes another Cessna. There's fresh tracks right there turned around. Could have been this morning too. I don't know. I thought I heard somebody last night as well, like I don't know, around 7:30. So I wonder if they just went right there and turned around. Here, probably Wednesday, like tomorrow or the next day, we're probably going to start seeing. I think this is the one that's circling around, actually. Probably going to start seeing some flagging out here on this trail for course markers. For the race. There goes the runner right there. She's looking for it. Literally ran like 12 inches in front of me across the trail. She had no clue. When she's doing all this running around is definitely, I think it's the prickly pear has been like scraping her sides against a lot of the needles, or it could be, ouch, mesquite bushes and stuff too. But she has all these scratch marks on her torso. Anyways, my viewership, I don't know what it is about here. There is only one time, and that was when we did that big long trail that I at least got up to like 6. But 6 isn't even that high for me. I mean, I don't have a lot of viewers ever. But it's like, I've been averaging, like last night, I averaged 2 viewers. And one of those would be my mod account. So like right now, it says I have 1 viewer on. That's probably my mod account, which means I have 0 viewers. What is up with that? It doesn't make any sense to me. And so I've been looking at all my analytics, you know, trying to figure out. And I don't know. We're running at the same time I was over in, when we were in San Simon, or in the San Simon Valley, I should say. Over there, I was having good viewership. Yesterday morning, I had only like 2 people average on Twitch, but my YouTube was really high, which was good to see. But it's like, what the heck? Well, I don't know what it is. To me, this is more interesting. This area, why aren't people showing up for here? But I don't know. Last night, because I could see, I looked at the analytics to see where people were viewing from on Twitch. Oh gosh, dang it. I am going to biff it. Oh, that one hurt. Ow. Pretty sure I broke my toe. Not even like a big ass rock or anything. That was so weird. Oh, our buddy left up here too, and there goes that rabbit. Huh. That's kind of crazy. I never noticed that this guy left. I wonder when he left. It must have been this morning. I didn't hear him though. I would have thought I would have heard him. He is definitely not here though. Wonder if he's running out of water or something, so I had to go fill up. Oh, that one hurt my toe. I gotta walk it off a little bit. Oh, that one hurt. How did I even hit a rock like that? It's not like it was really rocky in that section and even with big ass rocks. It was like this, where there's like the most rock sticks up maybe half an inch off the trail. God, Gosh, dang, that hurt. Okay, let's walk it off. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh, viewership. So I was able to look and see. And as always, I hope those cows aren't out of the corral, because I just heard the cows up here. As always, though, actually, that other RV isn't out here either. Okay, this is getting weird, because this other RV has only been here for like 2 days or 3 days, and they've left. What? Why is everybody leaving? What do they know that I don't know? I'm starting to get a little concerned. Anyways, as always, like most of my viewers yesterday, because I did have, it's interesting to see how many people like come in to view the stream versus like what my average viewership is and all that kind of stuff. And even though I averaged last night, oddly enough, only 2 people, which was weird, and nobody in my YouTube. Oh, I wasn't on YouTube. It was just Twitch. That usually at nighttime only do Twitch. But I was, you know, I had like, oh geez, what was it? 30 some people, unique viewers, like click on the video feed. I mean, they could be followers, I don't know. It doesn't tell me that they're following me or just finding me on the FYP or whatever, but oh, my toe still hurts. Oh, I felt like I broke my toe. Oh well, I'll just keep going. Run through the pain. But like it'll tell me, you know, what countries people review me from and all that kind of stuff. And it still holds true that I don't know if it can't be a timing thing at that time of night. It'd be like the middle of the night over in Europe, but most of my viewership comes from Europe. In fact, it was, I had try to remember all the countries. Czech Republic was actually the highest. I think I had like 20% of the viewers came from Czech Republic. The next one was the UK, and then the next after that was USA, and then it was a whole bunch of other, I would guess and say probably one viewer from a whole list of other, I don't know what the country abbreviation for PT is. That was a new one I haven't seen. That's weird that I don't see this guy. Maybe I just can't see him, but why is everybody leaving? My buddy on the other side of the hill, he left at some point, probably this morning. This guy that showed up like 2 days ago with a big ass fifth wheel, you'd think they would sit there for, you know, the 14 days or whatever. He's gone. Is there something I need to be worried about? Like, why am I the only one out here all of a sudden? Anyways, yeah, I don't know what the PT, I don't know what that would be. That's a country abbreviation I don't recognize, that I haven't seen before on my Could be a regular for all I know. I know my country codes pretty good because I had to in my old job. Oh, I do really want to. I wish I might have. Well, no, I don't know. I'll have to see. I'd love to get back to Europe, but I don't think it can happen this year. Holy cow, that sun came out. Like I said, it's gonna get sunny out. Now there's like 0 clouds. It instantly got 10 degrees warmer. Like I went from being chilly, like my hands are still cold, but to sweating in a matter of like a minute and a half after that sun came out. That's nuts. So tomorrow, because it'll be my last long-ish, that's when I use the term long-ish run. Anything less than like 18 miles is long-ish for me. Really like that 12 to, I won't even say 12, like 14 to 18 is like a mid-distance run for me. The shortest I usually do, especially if I'm a training block, I'm just slowing down to make sure. Yeah, that guy definitely left because he would be sitting like right there. I think by that tree, really. Huh. Oh well. I'm gonna have to put my sunglasses on now. It is getting bright out. Oh, but yeah, I really want to go and go back to Europe and hit a couple countries that I wasn't able to hit. But also go back to Poland and hit, I don't know what my dog's doing over here. Maybe PT is Portugal. Is that what it is? Is that the country code for Portugal? I didn't think so though, but maybe it is. Well, my toe's starting to feel better now, so I don't think I broke it. Chris Buck, hey, thanks for the follow. I don't know why my alert didn't go off. I just now glanced down at the chat, try and find a flat spot here. This looks relatively flat. Right here, and knock out them push-ups. Sorry if you did that a long time ago. Thanks so much. I think I get, maybe not. I don't know if I get, for those on YouTube, if I get a notification if you subscribe or not. It's supposed to work that way with my, I can at least see them because my alert will pop up on the screen. But something must not be working. But anyways, I really want to go back to Poland and run in the mountains there at the south of Krakow. Now what is my dog chasing? Is that a jackrabbit? Or what is that? Yeah, that's a jackrabbit. Has a long-eared hare. Not one of the little bunny foo-foos that we've been seeing most of the time. That is a true jackrabbit. So now I gotta wait for her to catch back up to me, because she went way up there. I mean, here she comes. So that's a good thing. She's coming back. She figured that she was not gonna catch that rabbit. I think she could see me. I thought she saw me, but she just stopped. So make sure she's coming around that way. Okay, there she is. Yeah, I'm right here, sweet girl. I looked back because I thought she saw me because she was coming this way. And, and then I looked back right when I was behind this bush, and I just saw her stop looking and trying to find me. So I had to make sure she didn't go back the other way. Pretty sure there's new poop out here, which means the cows are probably out of the corral grazing around. Oh, tomorrow we're gonna do our run up the canyon that way, or the ravine, or up to the top of the bench, because that, if we get up to where the first aid station is on the race course, then that should be right about the 7-mile mark. And tomorrow's supposed to be a 14-mile run. So, gonna be my last run of any specific distance. Before my race. And then after that, pretty much I'm just chilling. Whatever mileage I get. But I don't want to get more than probably 8 miles a day, which Thursday I can do, and then I don't know, Friday we might just try and knock out maybe a 10K. I'm not going to be able to run on Saturday and Sunday. Saturday's gonna be a long day for me. I will probably be waking up at around 4 o'clock in the morning to be able to get ready for the day. I don't remember when. I think race start time is 7. So if they're gonna have me at the start line, well, whether it's the start line or the first aid station, either way, I still need to I need to get there. Well, start line, I definitely need to be there around 6 if start time's at 7. But I might actually have to get there a little bit earlier than that even. And then first aid station, if I can get a first aid by 6, start time's at 7. Actually 6:30 would give me plenty of time. That would give me plenty of time. I think if they have me going to the first aid station, like the person at the start line, they're supposed to catch the vibes of the race, you know, try and get eyes on all the, you know, the pros and elites and stuff, and meander about the crowd and all that kind of stuff. But I think first aid would be like some cool video for before the race starts too. just because it'll be pretty chill and you get to see the awesome vibes, even though they'll have a drone up. So I'd probably guess the second drone is probably going to be down here even. Oh gosh dang it, I run into that every day for some reason. Even though I pooed this morning, now all of a sudden I feel like I have another poo coming up, which is not a good thing. Oh, not a good thing. There's somebody driving up the road over here that I wanted to go up. Huh. I never smell the cows too. It's weird. I wonder what this guy's doing. Probably gonna be shooting or something. Like, I can't change course now. We gotta go that way. That's just odd that somebody is driving up that road, and it looks like they just have a stock truck, so they're not gonna be able to get that far. Which hopefully, if they are going to be shooting, we can get through them before they start. But, almost to the road. Like, the road is right here. I might as well just go up to it. I don't know why we're going to run all the way down there when the road's right here. Hopefully he's not pushing cattle or something. He's still trying to drive the road a lot further than I think he can get in a stock vehicle. But I guess he's going to take his time. I don't know what this guy's doing. It looks like a freaking Ford even. Where are you going, buddy? Oh. You do you. I guarantee he ain't gonna get past that one section. Not in that vehicle. I think he might be getting up to that spot up there where the targets are, actually. But who knows? He's still climbing. I thought the targets were like right there, though. Right where he's at right now, but it could be off. I mean, it was yesterday when we ran through there, so hard to remember that long ago. Joking. I was being sarcastic. target places are here. That's what I thought. Huh. I don't know where that guy thinks he's going, but I'll see how he's gonna get much further. But maybe his truck is tricked out a lot more than I thought, because I was looking at it from a distance. This target's blown down. It did get windy the other day. I was hoping that guy was going to come right here and then we could just run past him, but now we're going to have that awkward. We're just going to show up on the road and he's going to be like, what the hell are you guys doing here? And I'm going to be like, what are you doing here? Like, how did he get through this? Okay, well, I mean, if that guy can get through this, then maybe he can keep going up that road. Because there is no part of me that would have thought that guy would have made it through this. Although, if you pick a right line and had good what's the word I'm looking for? Good, like, you know where your wheels are, I guess. You could do it. I see my shoes from yesterday. No other shoes though. I think this guy might have on some pretty decent off-road tires. They don't look like all terrains. How did he get through this though? There is no way that guy has a truck built for this. Like I said, you can get up pretty much anything if you choose, take it slow and choose the right line, but oh, there he is right there. He has a motorcycle on the back of his vehicle. Oh, you ain't get past this. But look at this guy. Cheers. What's the dog doing? Oh, what you doing? All right. Hey. Hi. Come on, keep going, dude. Guy's doing it. It does seem a little sketchy. Like, he's not going to make it past this. There ain't no way. It is a fully stock truck. Now, he does have his I was probably like, what the hell is this dog out here for? That's what he was wondering, because she was up there trying to get in his truck. He wasn't even over by his truck. He was probably like, because he didn't see me yet. Oh, he's turning around now. That is just a stock freaking F-150. It's like, I can't believe he actually got up where he did, because there is not a lot of ground clearance in that thing. I thought I had signal in this section yesterday. I was almost positive I did. Oh, I am sweating. I mean, the good news is my calf muscles have loosened up. Oh, man. But the sweat is just pouring off of me. Ridiculous. Oh, a little bit of reprieve from that sun. Not gonna last long though. That's a tiny cloud. I'm not gonna lie, it feels good. The sun's getting kind of high now. As I say, when we head up the steep trail going up the backside of this ridge, that I'd probably be in the shade, but I don't think I'm gonna be. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh. Pushing up this road back there in that section to get around around and away from that guy that was driving up the road. Oh man, that was made me work a lot harder than I wanted to. The dog is pooping right in the middle of the trail, I guess. And do what you gotta do. You have to give her some water when we get to the top. Which I will definitely try and get up there as fast as I can. Okay, I can see the cell tower. Yesterday when we came through here, I clearly had signal. But I don't know what is up with today, but the sun's back out. Now it's gonna be out the whole rest of the day, or at least the whole rest of this run. I was hoping with the clouds we had this morning that it was going to be a lot more cloudy, not as warm, but also I need the sun out to charge day. But because I had my fridge quit in the middle of the night before, it had to work extra hard to catch back up and cool itself down, and that drained my battery. So it was like I didn't even do anything extra to conserve my battery, or the fact that I even let it run, my vehicle run and charge yesterday morning for like 2 hours. Well, I'm definitely gonna have to probably this afternoon just let it run for it. It's not good for it either. Whew. Man, this whole canyon is so cool back here. I love it. So cool. Oh, well, we're almost to the break off. By break off, I mean where the trail goes off to the left. And then we're gonna go up the same path we did yesterday morning on that trail. Like, made it like 3/4 of the way up it, and I started getting a signal. Even though I was still on the backside, clearly had zero line of sight on the cell tower, but it must have just been bouncing off everything in a way that I was able to show a signal. Oh, that push back in that section trying to get around that guy did me in. Because I am feeling it now. I even ate extra breakfast this morning, so I should be feeling good. Because I don't know, I didn't like feel like I needed the extra, but you know, juniper tree right here, I think it's probably just like this one further up here too. That thing is huge. It's gotta be like 100 years old. Oh yeah, we're not gonna, a little bit of shade. Like my head is still in the sun, the rest of my body's in the shade. Oh, well, hopefully I can get up this hill relatively quickly. I can see it. I can seize it. How big this one is. Gosh dang, this freaking juniper here is huge. Freaking beast mode it, chasing rabbits and whatever, you'd be doing a lot better. She's just freaking overheated and panting right now. And it's like, it's not even that hot out. It's hot. I mean, I was sweating, but it's not that hot out. I think she keeps biting at her pads. She has no freaking cactus needles or anything. And out here, it'd be hard for her to, it's not like she can step around Choya on the ground, you know. The place I could really lean against, take a poop, was one of these cliffs in the ravine. Okay, surprisingly I have signal. We gotta climb this again. It's like when I could see the cell tower, I didn't have signal. Now, I'm not even close to being able to see the cell tower, and I got damn good signal. South of here, the Black Canyon, maybe, in Black Canyon City area, there's a cell tower down there I'm catching. Calf muscles were loosening up. Now this climb, they're like freaking cramping up because they're tired. They're like freaking cramping up because they're tired. Poof does. Now I know, like, the top of the rim up there, like the tippy top is just covered in basalt. But as you climb up that ravine, you're clearly going through sedimentary. And this, even when I get to this, clearly some sort of sandstone. Holy cow, this is steep. 38%. This even looks more than 38. I wonder what it actually is. Because that looks almost straight up to me. Oh, goodness. No, it's still 38. Oh, no, 42. I did hit 42, so that little section that I thought looked straight up was 42. It's damn near 45, which is 45. I can almost just reach out in front of me and touch the ground. Oh, man. This is freaking nuts. The climbing too, that last little bit when you leave the road at the top of Kindle Mountain. Make it up here. Do you though? Make it up here. Do you though? Do you know that? Look, it's dripping off the front of my bill. Oh, my dog was way off to the left. What the heck is she doing over there? There's a lot of grass up here. Why isn't there more animals up here? Like deer and stuff. And cows. Doesn't look like it gets grazed on at all. Some of this looks like 2 years old. See? Now you would think you were on the summit already. Based upon what you saw down there. And then you look right there where she's at and you're like, that's gotta be close to the summit. And even that's not even true. You still got more climbing to do. But the good news is we don't have a lot more climbing after this. We're gonna run all the way down to the other end of the ridge, but we might have maybe another 100, 150 feet. Maybe a little more than that. It might add up. Because we got like three minor summits to go up and over. And I say minor summits because I live by the... See, like I said, from down, now just a little bit further down, it looked like this. Where we're at right now is the summit. Nope, we still gotta climb more. But anyways, I live by the 300 feet of prominence in order to be considered a summit. So, I don't think these other ones classify. We're gonna go up and over. In fact, this right here doesn't even classify as a summit. The only one that really does is at the far end. That would. Oh, the rest of these are just little minor summits. Oh, that's not even the far end. So that one actually there is probably an actual summit. Once we get up over that, we still got to go down and then up and then down in order to get to the other end. And we turn right before the highest point on this ridge, which is not that. And it's the second highest. And the road goes right over the top of that. My legs are worn out. I should get her a drink though. Should get her a drink. Nari, you want a drink? Guess not. I guess we'll just keep going. Maybe this next summit. Give her a drink. Oh, my legs feel like Jello now. this morning, is probably going to be the day that I trip and fall hard, because I've been skirting on it the last couple days as my legs get more and more tired from all this vert. And then this morning, I almost broke my toe because I hit a rock so hard. Like, I'm pretty sure today is going to be the day. Because the legs just feel heavy all of a sudden. I didn't feel bad when we first started, but after that climb, I just feel heavy. I looked up at this peak up here, which I think is Lane Mountain. And I was like, wow, there's still snow up there? No, it's just the way the sun's reflecting off of some cliffs, it looks like. That's what's weird is these mountains, this is a big mountain chain right here, but like the lower part here, I mean, this all looks really rugged. Like that right there looks so rugged. But compared to a lot of the other Sky Islands, it's not near as rugged as a lot of them. Although I don't even know if this would be considered a Sky Island right here. Because this is a huge ass mountain chain. But who knows, maybe it is. Oh, okay, I'm gonna climb over this little one, drop down, climb over the big one, drop down, climb over another little one, and then a nice little rolly downhill to our road that we're gonna take all the way down to the single track. Like my van is right down here. I mean, it'd be so easy to just run down to there. We'd only have about 4 miles though, total. Seems like we've gone way more than that with all this uphill, which I'm not gonna look at how much vert we've done because I will be completely disappointed. It feels like we've done 2,000 feet. And I guarantee if I look at it, it's probably around 700. So it's like a Mount Ascension is all we've really done. And that's because we went all the way down before we came all the way up. Like from our van right there, that's only like half a Mount Ascension, or at least half a Mount Helena. Oh, it looks like somebody parked way down there at the end of my road now. There is a parking spot there, but why wouldn't you take any of these other spots? There's way nicer spots. Like even down the main road, like you're right next to the main road right there. Even down on the main road, there's way better spots. Oh man, my leggies are so tired right now. Okay, we're gonna keep going. I don't know what this full loop is distance-wise will be. I guess we're gonna find out. We're gonna F around and find out, if you know what I mean. Well, we've already done the effing around. Now, we gotta find out. Oh gosh dang, I'm tripping over everything. My legs feel heavy and we still gotta climb up and over that. And then 2 more minor climbs after that. Like, we'll be lucky if we have. Like I said, feels like we've done way more climbing than we have. But we're still only like total by the end of this run, we might hit 1,000 feet. But for somebody that's been doing albeit a very abbreviated training block, but this entire training block doing nothing but flat running so that my legs can get used to it for my next race. 1,000 feet feels like 4,000 feet. Oh man, she's definitely slowed down now, so I still will give her, I think when we get to the top of this, I'll give her a drink, but the guy I responded to on TikTok never responded back. I think he knows he's wrong. I just can't believe that guy's a coach, having spouting BS like that. Those are the type of guys that absolutely need to be replaced by Coop AI, which is a brand new AI coaching platform. Like pretty much like Jason Coop, one of the world's best coaches, has he spent the last 3 years developing an AI for coaching, and he just released it. So it's going to put me out of coaching. I mean, I like the personal touch, but for those that, just want to, because it provides feedback after every training run, all that kind of stuff. Like, the only thing it doesn't have is the personal touch of an individual coach. What's up, Rox? Hey. Yeah, pretty good views. Pretty good views. That's really the only reason why I like to come up on top of this ridge, because my leggies are so tired now from the climbing up here. But pretty soon we'll be good to hopefully run. I think this really steep downhill that we have here in about a mile is going to test my leggies, as tired as they are from the climbing we just did. Hopefully my legs don't collapse underneath me. I think the problem is I pushed myself for like half a mile in an uphill section down towards the bottom to get around that guy that was in his truck. So I can set it up to do the chat, but I'm usually pretty good at looking at it. But I can set it up to do text-to-speech. I'll get a little TTS, but I don't know, like half the time I think it would be broken, because even for whatever reason, my stream alerts isn't working, and it would be on the same platform, because I haven't been hearing my alert for new follows and stuff the last 2 days. I don't know what that's about, because it's turned on, but whatever. I mean, GPS would be really nice because I have to stop, so I don't trip and fall to read the chat. So at least if I had TTS on, I could continue running, but I don't mind. Plus, if I stop and read chat, it gives my dog a chance to just chill and do whatever she wants to do over here. I mean, this is supposed to be an easy run today, so we're trying to make it as easy as we can. I mean, geez, what are we at here? 4 miles, and yeah, we're at like a so far we're at like a 22-minute mile pace. So when we've been running, we've actually been running pretty good, but we had like 2 miles of uphill where I was only doing right around a 27-minute mile pace. And that last little bit, I was actually only doing like a 32-minute mile. That thing was freaking steep. Freaking 42% grade at one point. I was not moving fast up that thing. Like that last mile was a 11:20 mile, so when we do get to run, we're running pretty good. So, a 30-minute mile does not help your averages. Plus, it didn't help like the first half mile we walked as well, because my legs were so stiff from yesterday's adventures. But oh, that breeze feels so good. Thursday or something, maybe go and try and find that trail that's over there. Are we? No, we can do it. I'll have like a month where I can just explore. I won't be in a training block or anything. You know, we can just explore. Maybe mostly just do some hiking and enjoy the outdoors. Although there's 2 other mountain ranges I definitely want to explore too. But I mean, at the most, I could just spend like a week in one, a week in the other. Head up here, spend a couple weeks. Because I'm only about, 40 miles north of Phoenix, and I got to be back here well, I gotta be here in Phoenix, I guess I should say, around that first weekend of March. And then I have about a month of nothing. And then I have to be back in Phoenix again, like first or second week of April. I don't remember off the top of my head what the exact date is, but I would guess and say it's probably the second weekend in April. Because I think it's like, isn't that weekend like the 11th or 13th or something? And then I'll have almost another month before I have to be back in this area. Specifically in this area. But I might, during that time frame, I might cruise back up north. We'll see. Depends on what the weather's like up north. Whew. Oh, and by the way, I was talking about that 10K route, FKT route that I wanted to do this year. Well, I might have to rethink that. I might still try and do it. But somebody decided 10K trail race on that exact route. My guess is probably whoever this RD is over there, because I've never even heard of this. It's a brand new race company over in that area. He's probably the guy that has the FKT on that segment already. He's like, this is a cool segment. I mean, it's really the only place you can run up in that, or at least for trail running, up in that area. But so if they're, and it's a new race this year, I just saw it pop up on my feed. So my guess is at the race there's going to be some FKTs set. Even though, I don't know, can you submit an FKT from a race on an FKT segment? I have no idea. I don't know how that works. I would guess that you can. I don't know why it would matter if it was during a race or not. But you would think they'd get rid of the segment as an FKT if that was the case. But I mean, there's others FKTs that are like that. The Pikes Peak Ascent is that way. It's an actual FKT, but they also have the race every year, so let's see, why not, I guess. It is cool running up here on the ridge. It just sucks that you have to climb up to get up on the ridge. I feel that way about most mountains. Like, oh, the view is so awesome up here. It's cool up here. It just sucks you have to climb 4,000 feet to get up here. I'm thinking about trying to set an FKT on the one mountain I did last year. That's, I think it's around 11,000 feet or just over 11,000 feet. Now that I know how to do it, when I did it last year, according to the Onyx, there's a trail. There is no trail for about, well, once you get to the reservoir, all the way up. Oh, see, there's somebody up there. That might be why that person's parked over there, unless that's the same person. It looks like the same type of vehicle, actually. Huh. Okay, well, I gotta get her a drink before we head down. Might be right here. Nari. Hey, Nari, you want a drink? Come here. She just ignores me. But then when I ask her if she wants a drink, then all of a sudden she was like, oh, a drink? A drink? Yeah, let's get you a drink. You're obviously warm and you need a drink. You were thirsty. Okay. Well, I'll get you another drink down at the single track trail intersection, okay? That'll be another probably mile, maybe? Because once we get up to, right here, our trail intersection, or our road intersection, I guess, really, is right there. But we're gonna be going down that road all the way down, and it wanders down that way, down the ridge. And then we're gonna hit the single track, which is way down there, really. Like, it'd be way down there, and then we're gonna come back along this little ridge right here on the other side of it. And we'll weave back and forth across the top of that on each side of it as we wander back. But now we gotta get down this hill. And this is a steep road, which means my ladies are gonna hate me. So as long as I don't have wobbly knees and jello legs, should be okay. I do want to go back there, but if I go back there, I'm pretty sure I can't stream. But I've never climbed up that road onto that ridge. I've been down this one because it goes further. It goes along the next ridge. This one I think just stops like right up here, but that would be a decent run. To go all the way over there and back would probably be about 8.5, 9 miles maybe. All right, we're not going that way. Hey, we're not going that way. Why did you think we were going that way? That's just a dead end that doesn't go anywhere. I don't know why she's been down that road, so I don't know why she wanted to go down that road. Or why she even thought that we were going down that road. I'd never made a movement like I was going that direction. But, gosh dang, this is steep and slippery. I don't know if you can hear all the rocks rolling down the trail behind me, but down the road, I guess, through this little four-wheeler trail. The worst part about this is why it's so slippery is because it's like this rock itself is grippy, but it's so soft and crumbly that on top of the rock, which is kind of grippy, well, it's in some areas been worn smooth. All the grippy part has been worn smooth, which means now there's just like these little tiny little pebbles on top of a smoother rock face. I mean, it's no granite or limestone, which can get super smooth. Well, even limestone doesn't necessarily get super smooth. It gets really dusty on top of the hard rock face as the limestone wears down. Oh man. Yeah, I am feeling it today. How well this run is gonna go. Like last night we got down to the single track. I ran that whole thing up. All the uphill, everything. Felt good. I mean, you could tell I worked hard, but it was also about, well, we were in the shade and it was probably 10-15 degrees cooler than it is right now. But my legs felt strong. Now, not so much. I gotta plug my phone in. Battery's almost in. I'm glad I just noticed that. Glad I just noticed that. Okay, say hello to my face. So I have to use the side of my face to plug in the camera. My leggies are definitely sluggish. Definitely sluggish. Oh, we're almost to another really stupid steep spot. Right up here is where the road that we ventured on the other day, it goes off to the right with the two really super steep open mine shafts that my dog decided I'm just gonna get as close to the edge as I can and look over the top. Hey, there my alert's working. How was that working earlier? Kevin, thanks for the follow. Let me see if I can get, oh yeah, up here to a flattish spot. This is super steep downhill. So, right where she's at though is pretty level. And knock out them push-ups. Looks like right here. It's probably my best bet. Thanks so much for the follow. Oop, sorry, but oh gosh dang it. Holy cow. There we go. My power cord got all tangled up when I was taking it out of my pocket. Ooh, sharp rocks. Ow! Owies. Oh, thanks so much for the push-ups. And thanks so much for the follow. Although my hands are all marked now from those rocks hurt. Holy cow. I left all these little marks in my hand. My dog's left me. She's way up there. She's at the steep downhill, which I think is the last really super steep downhill. And then the rest is still downhill. I mean, we still got to drop about probably 500 feet, but it's not as steep. Oh, jeez. And I still hate it when you have to, where you either drop down to climb back up, or in this case, you climb up to drop back down. Oh my goodness, my legs are toast. So every one of these little uphills is killing me. Okay, this is super slippery. So I gotta make sure I get my footing, pick my line where my feet can get some grips. They stay over here on the actual rock. We're pretty good. There we go. Okay, now, yes, we still have some steeper downhill, but nothing like all these other spots. So we're going down. Let me flip my watch. A minus 16% grade right now, compared to a minus 30 plus that a lot of these areas are. I can't imagine going down the trail we came up. There's an old abandoned mine shaft. At least they have that one fenced off. I don't know if they have a cap on it or anything. But yeah, she's going. I have ran down actually what we came up a couple years ago. It was tough. Because like I said, what we maxed out at 42 is what my watch said. 42% grade coming up. That is. And that's all loose, like super loose rock. So trying to go down it is like you go down a step and then you slide like 2 feet. Oh man. Well, after this, I should not actually have to do anything tonight, but we might just go, for a walk before dinner. We'll see, because she's gonna need to do something. I will have my mileage for the day, so I'll be perfectly fine. So maybe we'll just go for a 2-mile walk or something. And not to the top of the ridge. That's for sure. Oh, yeah, my leggies are feeling it. This pounding on the downhill is rough with tired legs. It's the downhills like this that are gonna get me as far as tripping and falling, because my legs feel heavy. I'm just kind of letting my body weight just kind of, coast me down the trail, and I'll definitely clip a toe or something. I would biff it hard. That's okay. Whew. Hey, another follow. Why didn't I hear the thing on that? Thought about starting running channel, but never went through with it. About how many miles do your runs usually do? It depends. Depends on if I'm in a training block or not. what I'm doing for the day, all that kind of stuff. But on average, we're a 2 to 3 hour running, sometimes a little bit shorter. Like if I'm doing 2 a day, my second one will be maybe like an hour, hour and a half. But then like tomorrow, it'll probably be a 4 hour run. So it just really depends. The most I've done is a 7 hour. Trying to find a flat spot. I might wait a little bit down here to knock out them push-ups for follow. So we just heard the alert from the guy before, from Kevin, and then the alert didn't go off, or at least the audio didn't go off when Mimi followed. Whew. But I've been doing this since before COVID, and it's kind of one of those where nobody else was doing it, so that's why I started doing it. And then, so I am the OG. I'm like the OG for running channels on Twitch, and I'm still like, I mean, I've been doing it pretty much every day. I had a period there where I wasn't doing it every day, but almost every day. The first 3 years I was at least 6 days a week, and I was doing it, but I was only usually doing one run a day. It was early morning, but it's like, you know, I've been doing this every day. For the most part, every day for almost 6 years now. And actually, over 6 years now. I was saying here in like 2 weeks, I'll be at my 5-year affiliate anniversary. And I still only have, 200 and some followers. Yet then you take another guy that started his running channel a year ago. This dude has, thousands of followers. And it's like, what am I doing differently? Or what is he doing differently, I guess I should say, that I'm not doing. Now, I love my tight-knit community, don't get me wrong, but it would be nice to have a little bit bigger of a platform. And he does nothing but like road running, like down sidewalks and stuff. Here I'm in the outdoors. I mean, I did spend over 2 years when I was living and working in DC, where I was running the asphalt and pavement and stuff there, down to like down around the, all the monuments and everything. I was doing that daily. But I still, even then, only averaged maybe between 6 and 10 viewers. And now it's like hit or miss. Sometimes I'll have 30 viewers. Sometimes I'll have 2. Sometimes I'll have 1. It's like, do I promote? I do a little bit. I used to a lot more. But I wasn't getting anywhere with it. And I don't have a huge social media following. Like TikTok, I used to do shorts and stuff on there and promote everything. I like all my social media. I have Twitch linked to it and all that. But I used to just do stuff on Instagram. But even Instagram, I have 200 and some followers on there too. So I'm just not like I don't have a huge following, but which is kind of funny because I do a lot of collabs with very famous people in the running community, whether it's elite athletes or other people that have, like, you know, strong podcasts and stuff like that. And I've known, like, if you watch like ultra running like live broadcast on like the Mountain Outpost channel, you know, they coming up will be doing the broadcast for Black Canyon, which is a golden trail or a golden ticket race for Western States here this next weekend. And everybody on there knows me. Like, if the people that watch that, especially if you ever watch like Cocodona, everybody knows who I am. But nobody follows me. I don't know what it is. But okay, right here, maybe up where she's at. This looks, this should be okay to do some push-ups. Maybe it's a little softer, maybe. Yeah, I think this will work. We'll do a little bit of whatever here. Whew, 7 hours of intense, definitely couldn't do that. 5 to 7 miles. That's still a good thing. Done a 12-mile ruck in 1 hour and 15 minutes. That's nice. I am retired Army, so this is what I do now. I started my channel in like my last tour in the Army. Well, I actually started it before my last tour, but I didn't hit it hard until DC was when I was back in one of the Pentagon facilities. It was my last tour, working on a special project. And because of the nature of my job and position, I could work into my schedule pretty easy to do some good, long, decent runs. And you know, because of that, live streams. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like, even on Instagram, I've had a few reels on Instagram that have gotten thousands and thousands of views. Do I gain any new followers on Instagram? No. People like to watch the reels. Same thing on YouTube. Now, my YouTube channel, that's my own fault. I started off on YouTube doing just videos, kind of halfway between like a vlog of my runs and more cinematic type stuff. But I forgot what my dog's doing over here so she doesn't lose me. And that was before I was doing anything on Twitch, because the technology wasn't really there to do running streams. But I had not a huge following on YouTube, but I had over 1,000 followers. I wasn't quite monetized yet because I didn't have the views, the minutes required, all that kind of stuff. And then when I started live streaming on Twitch, because you can't do both at that time, you can now, which is what I'm doing right now. I am live on my YouTube channel too. But because I was just focusing everything on I was a warrant officer. That's what I was. I let my YouTube channel go to crap, and then when they allowed us to do both again, I was like, well, and I had tons of video footage that for some of my videos that I just hadn't edited yet and uploaded, and then my external hard drive that those were on crashed, lost all that footage, so then I had to start all over again. But by the time I started doing anything with my YouTube channel, I only had like 27 subscribers to my YouTube channel. And since then, I've been like going live for the last year now and on my YouTube channel. Good. I guess it gets back on the single track now. This is the trail intersection for the actual race course, even for the race this next weekend. But I wasn't a pilot, I was a HR guy. But I was brought on for the special project because I was one of 3 people in all of Army that had the special skills and knowledge and experience that they wanted for it. Because I was going to retire before that, and then when they saw me get ready to drop my retirement packet, they were like, hey, we have this special project. You want to come and help us out? Because you're only one of 3. And those 2 already, they're like, they were early on. Like, they were not even close to retiring. Anyways, even now, I'm like, what do I have? Like 50 some maybe followers or subscribers on my YouTube after being live. And I've uploaded, I don't know, probably 6 or 7 videos since then. I still have like at least 5 videos from last year that I'm still trying to get edited. I'm such a perfectionist that I can't just come up with something that's good enough. And these ones will be truly more vloggy than anything, but it's okay. Whew. Get aviation degree and commercial helicopter license. Nice. Yeah, I still have all of my GI Bill to use, and I do want to go back to college again. While I was in, I got my degree in international business management, but I used tuition assistance to pay for it all, so I didn't have to dip into my GI Bill. So I still have all my GI Bill. Problem is that what I would want to go back to school for, I can't do online or anything, and I'd be stuck in wherever for like 3 years to get my degree. And I can't, the tough part is, since I already have a degree, like all the core stuff is all complete. So I'm only doing the other things and the way classes are offered, because I want to go back for astrophysics, which is what I started off in college before I ran out of money, and that's why I joined the military way back when. But so I want to go back and actually get that as a degree. But you have to I wouldn't be full time because you can't take enough classes since I have all my core stuff complete from my other degree. And so then, you don't get the true the full benefit of your GI Bill unless you're full-time. The way they do the breakdown, like half-time and three-quarter time, you get crap, really. I mean, it helps out a lot, but it's nothing like the bennies you get when you're getting full bennies for being full-time. Space stuff. Well, it's funny because when I was originally going to go back, when I was leaving DC, I applied to get back into my old school, which has one of the best astrophysics programs in the US, even though it's hardly known, but at Montana State up in Bozeman, which is where I'm from. And I was talking to my, what do you call it, your guidance person or whatever. It's supposed to help you with figuring out what you're doing and all that. And the problem is I have the first 2 years of calculus complete, but that was like 20 years ago. And so I don't have to retake them, but for that program for astrophysics, and that was AP Calc in college. So I told the lady, I was like, I'd like to retake those just because it's been so long. And I had to do business calc for my other degree, but it's all applied differently. And yeah, the theories are all kind of the same, but the application is completely different. So I wanted to retake them. And she was like, yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Well, for that degree, you have to take AP Calc. Like, if you don't get into AP Calc, you ain't getting in to that degree program. Well, I'd already taken AP Calc, so obviously, for lack of better terms, I was smart enough to take it. But then when I tried to register for the classes, you have to get special permission from the professor in order to get into AP, or you have to test into it, which most people do either by SAT, ACTs, which the first time, that's how I got into it, because my ACT score was so high, because I had a 34 on my ACTs, 36 in math and science. The only thing that dropped me down to 34 is because my English, I think I had like a 28 or something on the ACT, but anyway, so trying to get the permission in order to get into AP Calc was a nightmare. And then it was right around that same time frame when I was selected to race at UTMB, which, if you don't know, is essentially the world championships for mountain ultras in the world. It's like the Super Bowl of mountain ultras. And that race is after the start of the semester. And so I was like, I gotta focus on training for this race. And then, because I was going to be over in Europe, I'm like, I've never spent a lot of time over there, so after my race I wanted to just cruise around for like 2 months. So I had to withdraw from that semester after working to get approval to even take some of the classes I needed to take. And then one of my big jobs over on this project I was working on was had to deal with data and testing, and so I had to write queries and stuff like that in the back end of this program we were working on. So I was very proficient in that kind of stuff. And my advisor, that's what it is. My advisor was like, yeah, you're going to want to take like a couple coding classes too if you're going to do astrophysics, because a lot of it is coding. And that's what you're looking at, is just data from different things. And I was like, oh, well, those will be easy classes for me, because that's what I just spent the last 4 years of my career doing. Stuff like that. I mean, even for my business degree, I had to do a class in information management systems where we did nothing but writing code to do different queries and databases. Oh man, I'm dying. It is so freaking hot out here, and my legs are trashed. I love how 2 weeks ago, where we were training at, I was doing, 15, 16, 17 mile runs. No problem. And I did 2 back-to-back 100-mile weeks. No issues. And then I come here where I'm getting a little bit of vert, because I was all flat miles, because my next race is flat. And I'm dying. My legs have no uphill legs anymore. Or downhill legs. Plus, it doesn't help that it's way warmer. Like, it has been cold down here in Arizona for the last month. And then 2 days ago, it finally warmed up to where, it's probably like 70 degrees probably right now, maybe a little warmer than that. I think it's gonna get up to like 75, 78, somewhere around there, which isn't super warm, but when you're a boy from Montana, and then when you came down here, because I've been down here in Arizona now for a month and a half, but the warmest we've had since we've been here up until a few days ago, the highs were like 58, 60 degrees, somewhere around there. The lows were, down in the 20s most of the time. Now to have, last night the low was 51. High today going to be in the mid to high 70s. I'm dying. I'm not used to it yet. But that was the reason why I came down here, because my next race is in Vegas. And last year, that same race, it was like in the 70s for the high during the day, and it destroyed me, which is part of why I DNF'd last year. This is my comeback. Because when I got out, your unit tradition is the tackle and dog pile, the ATS soldier. Gosh dang, dude. Yeah, I have torn my hamstring, so I know exactly what you mean there. That's why I had a horrible race. So I tore my hamstring would have been around 2013 or so at my Warrant Officer Advanced course when we were doing sprints, and I was not old, but I was one of the, we were doing sprints, and I was only, for the first few sprints, just going as fast as I needed to come in first place. And well, the heats kept getting faster and faster. And then finally, this young kid, I call him kid, he's, you know, late 20s, started to surge ahead of me, and I was like, oh, hell no. And so I just kicked it in 100%, made it like 5 steps and tore my hamstring. Like, I just felt it, just tear. And that took me about 6 months to recover from. Now fast forward to 2 years ago at actually UTMB, when I was in probably the best fitness I've ever been in my life. And I was holding my own. I was top 50, which is saying something for that race. And like, if I was able to hold off on the pace I was running and get the time goal I was shooting for, I probably would have finished top 20 as this unknown person coming in. But anyways, about mile 28, we were coming down off of Col de Beaume, and it was super wet and sloppy, super switchbacky trail, super steep, coming down the backside. I think that's when you cross into Italy from France, if I believe. But anyway, it's, you know, dark out, and I was just, it was a little faster going downhill than I was comfortable with, but like, if you're in that group, like, it is just a line like a mile long of just continuous line of people. So I'm just trying to stay with everybody, and had to change the direction on one of the switchbacks. So I planted my right foot, and because it was so muddy and everything, it slipped out. And so I, natural body reaction to catch myself, I, you know, did this weird thing with my left leg and caught myself. And when I did that, I ended up injuring my hamstring again. Like, I've always had issues with it, but like, it'd been about 10 years since I really felt my hamstring again. But yeah, so then that race I injured my hamstring again, and it took about another 6 months for it to feel good. And then fast forward last year, training for UTCT, so about a year after my UTMB race, and which is on the World Trail Majors, and I finally like I started feeling a little niggle in my hamstring, and I finally had to just drop out. The Thursday before I was supposed to fly out to South Africa for UTCT, I had to say, I did a couple like pretty easy runs, and I could feel my hamstring still, so I was like, I'm not gonna risk injuring it for a third time now. That's one thing after, you know, the first time when I actually tore it, and after that, it's always susceptible to an injury now. But 2 years, did not bother by simply walking. Well, I mean, I eased into running again on it, but I could run fairly, I mean, my half marathon PR was after my tear. It was probably about 3 years maybe after my tear. And I ran a hour and like a 1:16:48 or something like that. So just shy of 1:17. But didn't have a lot of issues because I was in the gym all the time. Well, then I stopped going to the gym as much as I did. And so I wasn't, I was having muscle imbalances. It wasn't necessarily that my hamstring wasn't strong, but my other parts of my leg were stronger, so I was just pulling things out of whack. And then, of course, if you're going to have problems, it's going to be whatever the weakest link is. But when I tore my hamstring, because it wasn't a really bad tear, but there was 2 pieces that balled up, and it was, complete, just black on the backside of my leg. And of course, military doctor, and all they had to do, I didn't have surgery on it. They made me essentially take like a wooden tongue depressor, and multiple times throughout the day I had to scrape it against where it was all knotted up, to try and loosen it out a bit. But I still have the knots back there. But I don't know what my dog goes doing back here. But she's giving me a much needed break from this uphill. And of course, now she passed me. Well, butthead, you couldn't give me a couple more minutes? But yeah, I spent all, after having to pull out of the South Africa race, UTCT World Majors race, last November, I spent pretty much 2 months in the gym. I did very minimal running and just did rehab and prehab. And that's why my training block for this race coming up here in a week and a half, I had a very abbreviated training block. 5 weeks is all. But I've had 0 issues with my hamstrings. So, like I said, I've ran. Well, my first week in the training block was about 75 miles, coming off of like, a 23-mile week. What I was averaging when I was hitting the gym. And I just kind of felt the body out, see how my legs were doing. And that mileage felt good. And that's when I decided to actually sign up for the race. Because I knew I could at least finish. I mean, my main goal is just to finish this year. But I'd love to set a PR. And if I'm feeling really good, qualify men's standard B for Desert Solstice. Which means I have to run 100 miles in 15 hours and 40 minutes. So we'll see. We'll see how we do. But since then, like my second week, I did like just over 100, like 101. And then last week we did 108 miles. Or no, that would have been 2 weeks ago. And then last week we did 81 or 82 just because I needed to start my downward. And then this week, I want to be around 55-ish, somewhere around there. And then next week, which is race week, I don't want to do more than maybe 30 by the time I get to race day for the week. But I mean, tomorrow I have a 16-mile run, 14 to 16. If I only get 14, I'm happy. And that'll be my last longer run before the race. What my doggo's doing over here. Oh man, but I am struggling. I don't know who's driving this struggle bus, but I want to get off. Good news is we're almost to the high point, which would be that ridge right there, or that little knob, I guess you could say. Once we go around that, that is the high point of this stretch of the trail. Oh man. I am feeling it. I am feeling it. This weekend's gonna be fun though. I'm actually working this weekend. For those of you who don't know, side gig, I do videography and production and stuff like that for the live broadcast of ultra races. And this weekend is Black Canyon 100K and 50K. Golden ticket race for Western States. Very high profile race. And I'm excited. I love doing it. Love doing it. Hopefully they let me get out with the camera running with the elites. Usually they just have me behind a stationary camera with some sort of field commentator or field correspondent, I guess you would say. And this weekend it sounds like I'm going to be with Brett Horning, which is most famously known from the Conversational Pace podcast. But he's also a really good runner and outright. Well, and he does a lot of stuff on the Single Track podcast too. With Finn Melanson or whatever his name is. I just know it's Finn. But I think it sounds like Brett is my field correspondent, so that means they're going to have me behind the camera a lot. But I love running with the athletes as well. In fact, last year I was done doing field correspondent work, so I got to grab their run cam at the end of the race when Hayden Hawks set the course record last year, and I went about a mile and a half out because I didn't know there was any other run cam people. I went a mile and a half out from the finish line to bring him in. That dude was running a 5:40 mile pace over this super rocky terrain. Like, it was everything I could do to not trip and fall myself. Yeah, this is the high point right here. And then when I got across the finish line or brought him in, like the producer was like, "Hey, did he drop you?" Because I'm famous for being the guy that can stay with the elites, because I only have to run like maybe a mile or two with them. And most of their volunteers they get to do run cam are not that quick. Anyways, I was like, no, I was with him the whole time. He's like, well, he dropped somebody, and you can see it on the drone footage. He did drop somebody, which it was, but he dropped him before he got to me. And then, what was it, last week, on the Mountain Outpost Instagram page, or Black Canyon Instagram page, I don't remember which, they had the drone footage of him coming in the last mile into the finish line, and there's me right behind him with the camera. So that's why, if you look at my story on Instagram last week, you saw a thing about that video and a comment from me being like, unlike what a lot of people how did I phrase it? Like, yeah, I pretty much said that even though people thought I got dropped, here's the proof that I didn't get dropped. It was right there on the drone footage. You get to see me. You know, maybe, well, usually if I'm running behind somebody during the race, I'm usually about 20 feet behind them, just so that they're framed in the camera pretty good. You ever run that? So it's getting out of basic. Yeah, I can still do it. I'm not gonna do it now much more than a mile though. Like, I can't hold that pace more than a mile anymore. I was also famously at Western States last year. They interviewed me and Hayden Hawks together because they knew I was the camera guy chasing him. And in that interview, I made a comment. Now, I already knew I was going to be doing just videography. So, but I made a comment that he wasn't, if you take the excerpts of the whole conversation that they made the reel out of, and you can find that whole thing on my Instagram, it's under, because they collaborated with me, but I told Hayden Hawks to his face he wasn't going to be dropping a 540 mile at the end of Western States. That's not what in the whole context of the whole interview that I said. I know why they just took that soundbite, but what I said in the interview was, I'm not doing run cam, so I won't be chasing him doing a 540 mile in the Western States. And then, like, his comment after I said that, he pretty much said that, well, I hope I'm not doing a 540, or he said, I hope I don't have to do a 540 mile at the end of the race. Well, then guess what? Fast forward to the end of the race, he ended up having to drop like a 530 mile in order to take second place, because Rod Farvard was like right there's a sprint finish to the end. So then I got a lot of flack from that. It's like, not only people came up to me afterwards, because it got quite a few views since, you know, it had Hayden Hawks in it. So of course the reel is going to get a lot of views. But I got so many people messaging me on Instagram being like, did you really tell Hayden Hawks he couldn't do a 540 mile? I'm like, no, that's not what the conversation was. And then after Western States, I got a lot of people DMing me being like, oh, here you told Hayden Hawks he wasn't going to do a 540 mile, and he had to do a 530 in order to win second place. I mean, he wasn't going to come close to Jim Walmsley, who won. But it was still pretty close. I think they came in like within 20 minutes or so of Jim. This year, it is going to be a very, very exciting year at Western States. I did a lot of people that are like, oh, do you ever want to run Western States? Not really. I love the atmosphere. I love doing the broadcast. I mean, I think last year our broadcast had like 12 million people watching from around the world on the race, something like that. So it's a not quite as big as when I was doing the videography during the Mammoth 28K, which was on the Golden Trail World Series circuit. Second to last race, actually. Or no, last race. Yeah, that was the last race on the Golden Trail Series circuit. We had like 43 million or something watching that race. And that was fun. That was my first experience working with Eurosport, who had the broadcast rights for that since it was a Golden Trail Series race. Those guys, you want to talk about all the toys for races like that. Those guys have the toys. Think like ESPN equivalent network in Europe, yet they do a lot of like trail race type stuff. So you're not just, you know, on the back of a truck with a fancy camera boom and whatever, you know, driving down a road, which, I mean, they do Tour de France and stuff like that too, where they can just do things like that. But you're talking fancy toys. And when they were showing up last year, I told the producer, I go, because we knew what toys they were bringing. They designed them. They had somebody that works, like, that they hired, contracted or whatever, to design these toys for, built them from scratch. Like, you're talking high tech. And the theory behind how it works, I get, but their actual technology, we didn't know how they made it work or how they got anything to work. There's my dog. Well, she was going to run by me. She decided to stop again. I need her to go by me because the trail's so narrow that she tries to tackle me from behind if she comes up behind me and I'm running down the trail. Anyways, I told the producer when they brought all their gear, and they had it laid out in our studio for people to pick up that afternoon, you know, the night before the race. And because we had people on mountain bikes and run cam people and all sorts of stuff. And, you know, all they did was, okay, this is how you turn it on. And after that, you're good. That's all they had to teach them how to do. So I told the producer, I'm like, you need, when they're not looking, you need to take, I don't know why I'm talking all silent. It's like they're listening to me. I had to say it silently there because they were in the room, but I was like, if they leave, you need to go over, open it up, and take a video of how they have things going, and take a voice recording when they're explaining how things work. And between me and these two other guys, that one that is like the mastermind on the Western States broadcast, like he built that system himself, and then one of the guys that we contract every now and then with Mountain Outpost, and I say we, they contract me too, but he's one of the producers that they contract and do drone stuff because he's a certified drone pilot too. But I was like, between the three of us, we could probably reverse engineer this thing. Well, after I sat there and listened how it works while the producer was taking, oh gosh dang, I almost fell, taking all these videos and voice recordings as he's explaining things and all that, I'm like, oh yeah, the smart guy that built this system for him, also designed a program that is way beyond any, like, I'm not a programmer. So it's like, there is no way like the actual equipment, yeah, we could reverse engineer that. But what they were using for this program software, yeah, we ain't gonna do that. So then I went from, you should see if they would be willing to let us use their software for a fee, of course, but, you know, basically buy a license for their software. Because our broadcast would be way better. Now, our broadcasts, since I've been doing this now for 4 years, have gone through leaps about, like, way better than it used to be. And a lot of that is the Starlink technology, because unlike Europe, we don't have as robust cell infrastructure as they do. So for them, it's easy. Like, essentially a lot of their stuff, they have like multiple SIM cards, so they're just grabbing signal from wherever to be able to do their broadcast when they're out in the middle of nowhere, because they're not ever really out in the middle of nowhere. So for us, Starlink is a must. But because even at Mammoth, they even had a little bit of issues there, not being able to get signal every now and then. It's like there was about a 3-mile block when they first start climbing the Devil's Backbone where they didn't have any signal, and then over on the other side on the way down there was a spot where they had 0 signal. It's like you just gotta rely on drones during those moments. You're not gonna have any on the ground footage. Now during that race, I was stuck at the start finish line, and they have their own way at the start line that they are famous for doing. And so we had to, like, it was fun working with them. Like their producer was flown in, but everything we did there, the studio feed was sent back to France, because that's where they're based out of for the broadcast. And so he was, directing us on, like, the night before we had to practice. Okay, during the start, when we call them to the start line and everything, we're going to introduce the top 10 or 11 people, and they're going to come from here, and they're going to go to here, and we're going to use this camera, and then they're going to go to here, and it's going to be this camera, and then they're going to walk to here, and it's going to be this camera. And it's like, had to learn his way of directing. So it was like, I don't remember what our names were for the cameras, but I was hand cam is what I was, because I just had a little Panasonic handheld that I could walk around with a wireless feed. But we had a camera up on top that was zoomed in and would watch them coming from their one area to a certain point, and then he'd be like, change to another camera, and then he'd be like, and his directions were like, if he was getting ready to call me, it would be boom cam was right before me, and he'd be like, boom cam ready, boom cam go, and that means you're live whenever you said go. Hand cam ready, hand cam go, and that's when I knew I was live. And I pretty much took him from the boom cam, because the boom cam would swing as they were walking from this big banner, towards the start line, and I would meet them part way on that walk and then walk with them to the start line. And then I go back and get the next person. And then before the race started, my one job was just to, you know, capture the athletes and try and get the best shots. Like, I got kudos one time because without direction, one of them was like bent down to tighten up their shoelaces and stuff, and I got the shot on that. And then the finish line was a lot of pressure because if I screwed up my job, I mean, the producer told me outright, he's like, if you screw up, I get fired. I was like, oh. And you could tell he wasn't joking. Like, he was being totally truthful. And it was a lot of pressure. Like, with the way they like their shots, I had to, as they're coming across the finish line. Okay, we're back to the road that I'm on. So we only got about a quarter mile to the top. So we're just gonna walk the rest of the way. I'll actually switch to my face. Switch to my face. There we go. It's really sunny though, so I can barely see. As we just mosey up this road. But yeah, I had to be like kneel down and have an angle up to where you were getting the clock, the Golden Trails Series banner, and then the athlete as they came across with especially the winners, the men and female winners, because you'd have the ribbon as they came across as well. And then as soon as they came up, I had to like stand up and like follow them, and then I had to keep an eye like in my ear. I could hear him coming down the corridor, which is about a quarter of a mile, because he would be calling out signals for all the cameras. So the one we had up on the balcony, you know, you'd hear balcony ready, boom ready, you know, all this. And then by the time, if he said boom ready, then I knew they were only like couple hundred yards from the finish line, and I would immediately then have to turn and get set back up again in that exact same shot. And then I also was in charge for the finish line interviews of the top two, which due to time constraints we were only able to do the top one of each. And like, I had to, like, the guy that was doing the interview, I was having to relay directions to him. I mean, he was a pro. He's been doing it for, you know, he does all their interview stuff. But I had to let him know when we were live and all that kind of stuff by giving him hand directions and everything. I had to make sure audio was working, the mic was working and all that. So it was very high stressful, and I loved every minute of it. In fact, that is definitely one. I actually might have it on my website as, you know, kind of resume stuff, highlights of what I've done, because that was definitely a highlight. One for the resume. I mean, this will be the second year I've done Black Canyon. It'll be the fourth year I've done Cocodona. There's 2 more races between Black Canyon and Cocodona, but this is the first year of them doing them because it's a new racing series. So they're doing the final race of the spring series and then the championship race overall of the series. before Cocodona, but then it'll be the second year I do Western States. It'll be I'm trying to remember what else races that I'm contracted for already. I don't think I've gotten I think we're doing High Lonesome, but it'll be the second year doing High Lonesome if we do it. But I haven't contracted on that yet. I'm pretty sure we're doing the Rut again this year. Obviously, they haven't signed a contract for that, so I haven't contracted on that, but it'll be the second year doing that. I'm not sure. We'll do Mammoth again, but I'm not sure if it's on the Golden Trail World Series. So we might just be doing our normal thing during that. Depending on what the Golden Trail World Series races are this year in the US, they always have 2 of them. I wouldn't doubt that Mountain Outpost will get the contracts for those. And so they'll probably see if I'm available for those. I don't even know what other races that are on the horizon. Probably Run Rabbit Run, but that's the same weekend as the Rut. And since the Rut is in Montana and I live in Montana that time of year, they usually just have me go there. My dog is laying in front of the van, or in the shade of the van anyways. Just waiting for me to come up. And then, yeah, so it'll be interesting. I mean, I have 2 big races this year, other than this one. Well, I say 2 big races. One of them I'm just getting a hard walk qualifier. Checking my run alone today, yes. Yeah, sorry, it was so sunny out there I couldn't read the chat. Now I can read the chat. You're not in the sun anymore. There you go. Oops. Yeah, she's tired. I would have liked to have done more, but she's tired, so that's it for the day. It was a good run. My phone says 9.5 miles, but what does my watch say? 9.7. 9.7 is more accurate because my phone doesn't take into account vertical distance. So climbing up this ridge behind us, it doesn't understand that. Oh, how much battery do I got on here? Still good. I mean, if I don't do anything tonight, I'll have to charge it for tomorrow. But oh man, I am like wrecked and sweaty. Look at all this salt on my hat. Look at that. That tells you how bad I was sweating today. I'm gonna have to try and wash that. Hi. My dog's like, I don't care. I'm just down here laying in the cool dirt, loving life. That's all you care about. She's giving me the bedroom eyes. Why are you giving me the bedroom eyes? Are you tired? Yeah? Ooh. I don't want to take my running vest off because I'm so sweaty underneath it that as soon as I take it off, I'm going to freeze. I'll be having, my nipples will get so hard, I'll freaking scrape them against the van and break the paint. It'll look like somebody keyed my van. Nope, just my nipples rubbing against it. I'm just gonna put a different shirt on really fast. Oh man, it is soaked. I'm gonna hang it up here to dry off, but that is going in the dirty laundry. I'll put this shirt on because it also needs to go into the dirty laundry. So I'll let it soak off my nasty sweat. Whew. Okay. There we go. Oh, sit down and have some fun or just have some relaxed time here. Grab a water out of my fridge. A little Uzu Citrus sparkling water. Here we go. Holy cow, everybody. That should not have felt that hard, but what? Huh. I'm so confused. Oh well. Hopefully my watch captured that, because all of a sudden it was trying to start a new run and I don't remember telling it to finish. But whatever. So it is currently 78 degrees outside, so it did start getting warm out there. Oh, that wrecked me. I am not used to the heat. I mean, that's the whole reason why I came down here, was so I could do some heat training for my next race. But the funny thing is, every day I look at the weather forecast for my race. And it's right now, it's forecast to only be like 55, 58 degrees and possible rain. Oh. Which would be absolutely perfect for me. Here, can I take your harness off? Did you step on? You've got cactus needles in your foot, you weirdo. What'd you do? What did you do? Well, I'm trying to get your face out of there. Let me get that. There, I got it. You fool. Just like trying to grab a freaking cactus needle out of her foot. I don't know where she got that from, but I missed it the first time. She looked at me like, ow, that hurt. And I'm like, well, let me get it. You got more? You must have more on there, too. You're going to have to let me look at your feet. Oh, anyways. If it does end up being like 58 degrees, that is going to bode well for me. I have to buy her a new harness. This one is damn near fully wrecked because she keeps running through freaking cactus and mesquite trees and everything else, and she's just ripping it to shreds. Yeah, you're ripping it to shreds. Yeah, I gotta get rid of my sockies too. Here, can I take your harness off? Look at that, she's tore it all up. Like, it is just falling apart. This part here is, I had to sew a while ago because she had it all tore up. This is all coming apart. I can't fix this. Pretty much just need to take this out. This part off. And at least I can still use it for a little bit anyways. Took the light thing off and just have that part on. And we'll save the light thing because I'm gonna have to get a new one. And that way, because this part's still good. But Okay, so plan. I am going to eat some lunch, try and relax. I'm gonna have to do something with her tonight, most likely. So we might do maybe like a 2-mile walk down on the single track. I'll probably run a little bit, even though I don't need to. But it definitely won't be much longer than that, like 5K tops, because I don't need the mileage. Because we are pseudo in our taper. I mean, we're in our taper, but I still have one more long run to do, or long-ish run. It's not really a long run, mid-distance run. So we did 9.6 today, or 9.7, whatever it ended up being. I definitely don't want to do more than 12 miles though, so 2 miles would be about perfect. As wrecked as my legs feel right now, you want up on the bed? Okay. Go ahead. We'll go. You fool. Oh, thank you. Can I lean back? Yeah, thanks. Oh, are you saying hi to chat too? Your lip is hanging all weird. So as long as it's not like super windy, I'll do something like that. Oh, he says hi. Chat's saying hi to you. You don't care? Are you that snobbish? You're too good for chat? Are you too good for chat? Nobody is too good for chat. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yes. Thank you. Your tongue is really hot. It's kind of gross. I'm just saying. Anyways, as long as it's not too windy, I'll probably go live around 4:35-ish, and we'll just do a nice little leisurely couple miles. And then tomorrow morning, I'm going to try and get an early start, and we will do our last mile, which will be 14-ish. Most we would do is 16, but I'm thinking probably 14. Huh. And then after that, like Thursday, I can't do more than like 8 miles. Friday, I'll probably do like maybe a morning, like maybe 5 or 6 miles. And then Saturday, Sunday, I won't be able to do any running. Monday, we'll try and do a short little run, but I will be driving back to Montana because I have to drop her off. Yep, my race, I'll be competing at the USATF 100-mile road championships at Jackpot. What is it called? Jackpot Endurance Trail or Endurance Runs or something. I don't know what it's called. But in a week and a half. So we are on our taper. Huh. But because I will be running for hopefully not more than 16 hours, but it might end up being, I can't have, I won't be able to take care of her, so I need to drop her off in Montana, drive all the way back down to Henderson. Oh, thank you, sweet girl. And then race, and then I'll drive all the way back up to Montana because there's a half marathon I'm going to do with her the weekend after that, and it'll be in the snow and cold. But with my last Vizsla, I tried to oh, thank you. I tried for 4 years to race that race with my other dog, and then she ended up passing away. So this is the first year I can do it with her, and so we are doing it. I won't be running fast because it'll be within a week of my 100-mile race, but we're gonna do it because she'll have a lot of fun with it. You're not a runner, you're a boxer. Nice. Nice, sweet girl. You're tired, huh? Are you tired, puppers? You want me to open the back door for you? Oh, you see a bee? Why is a bee in here? I don't know why there's a bee. Oh, oh, big yawn. Somebody's gonna take a nice little nap. But anyway, that's gonna be it, everybody. I'll see you guys possibly tonight if it doesn't get really windy, because the wind's already picking up. This is what it does every day. Sometimes it stays windy at nighttime, sometimes it dies off, so we'll see. And then tomorrow morning I'll see you for our 14 to 16 mile run. And then, like, I doubt we're gonna do anything that night, but anyway. Bye everyone, love you all, and I will see you guys next time.